And if I get to be painted green one day, I will actually pass away. I will literally pass away and then come back so that I can do the role.
My name's Quincy.
And my name's Kevin.
And this is Sentimental Men.
We're here to talk
and maybe scream
about our favorite women in musical theater.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. Straight tone. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. Greatest Showman is good. We forget that sometimes.
I've never forgotten it. For a day in my goddamn life, I've never forgotten it. And you know what, Quincy? You know who shops at my Trader Joe's on a regular basis would be one Mr. Hugh Jackman.
Really?
Yes, like once a week. One time he reached right past me to get the watermelon cucumber juice, and I was like, I love The Greatest Showman.
Is he Hugh Jackman or is he incognito?
He wears a mask.
I love that that's the new celebrity thing now. Taylor Swift talked about in her podcast episode with Travis Kelce, which was amazing, how she went to a football game with Travis and literally walked in the main entrance and just had a hat and a mask on and no one clocked it.
He comes in like that. He is also 100 feet tall. So it is a little easier for Taylor Swift to blend in than Hugh Jackman. One time I held the door for him and he said thank you. So he's very nice.
Oh, that's sweet. He's very sweet.
He is sweet.
I just saw him at Radio City.
Tell me how it was.
I mean, it kind of felt like I entered a different timeline because it is such... Firstly, he kind of 15 minutes in was like, how many of you only know me as Wolverine? And so many people rose their hands, which to me in the year 2025, if that's how we're still thinking of Hugh Jackman, I think you've missed a lot of things in culture. I feel like he's kind of shaken the Wolverine of it all, but maybe I'm just living in a bubble.
Yeah, I feel like we probably have a skewed opinion of Hugh because a lot of his more recent things are very pertaining to us. Like, I think if you asked my brother your brother what Hugh Jackman is from, they both would probably say Wolverine.
And with that context, you then buy a ticket to see his show titled Hugh Jackman Live from Radio City from New York with Love, I believe it's called.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an X-Men girly. I don't know what that fandom's like.
Because there was just
Also, the X-Men fandom is a lot of gay people. So...
Is it?
Yeah, because it's a very queer allegory. I think a lot of gay people like X-Men.
Interesting. We were going from whoa to Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba, to what have I done, sweet Jesus? What have I done? Become a thief in the night. And it was just, I was loving it, but I was like, who is this for?
For us. He rented out Radio City for the gays.
There was a lot of Greatest Showman, a lot of Greatest Showman, which I was not upset about at all.
No.
And I was actually texting videos to a lot of my straight friends who are obsessed with The Greatest Showman, straight guy friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. He is such a showman, pun intended.
Some would say he's the greatest.
And just so clearly loves being on that stage and doing his dancey dance, singy sing thing. It was a super enjoyable evening at Radio City. I think it's a tour. I think you have ample opportunity to see him.
I think he has several mini residencies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And you know what I kind of walked away with? He is so good at the crowd work aspect of live performance. There was a lot of crowd work. He was going into the crowd. He was pulling people up on stage to do little bits and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's really excellent. I kind of feel like he should be a talk show host or something. I think there's a fun lane for him there.
If James Corden can be a late night host, so can Hugh. And I don't even mean that shady. I just mean Hugh Jackman literally, if he can sell out Radio City, he can do what James Corden did and be on TV at night.
No, I mean, Hugh Jackman is an A-list celebrity.
He's an A-list,
right? Yeah. Did he ever guest star on Glee?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I think he should do a Glee-esque reboot where he is like the teacher, because that also feels kind of like perfect for him.
Mm-hmm. But like on a channel that's allowed to curse, like a Showtime
FX.
show. Yeah. Or FX, yeah. And it's like set at a college or something. Like somewhere that is a little...
We can see his sex life a little bit.
Yeah. Also for the gays.
No, it was great. Highly recommend. Go see it.
I love going to Radio City.
That was the first time I had been at Radio City for not the Rockettes or the Tony Awards. And so it was cool to see like a normal kind of concert show. Oh, that's not true. I went to Lord's Solar Power back in the day.
It's just such a cool, it's like so massive. It's so unlike anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I just
I've also gone for Quinn 92 and Chelsea Cutler. So guess
you've been lying to me.
It is huge. I walked in on Friday. It was kind of like this thing where I forgot I had tickets to it and then realized a couple hours. I texted you a couple hours before and you never responded.
Well, I was working my fingers.
And I was walking in and I was like, wow, what a cultured evening I'm about to have at Radio City Music Hall in New York City.
Cut to Sweet Caroline.
Saying Trouble from the Music Man. He did the greatest hits.
Which going back to like, is he still just Wolverine to some people? It's like, this is a man who's done enough movie musicals that he has a greatest hits to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, yeah.
I feel like Music Man should be his calling card moving forward. That was kind of like perfect for him.
Like he should just do that.
No, I want people to be like, oh, Hugh Jackman, Harold Hill, not Hugh Jackman, Wolverine.
Yeah. Maybe there would be a new movie of the Music Man.
Sure. I'll take it.
Put it on record.
It kind of made me want to watch the Les Mis movie again because they played some scenes from it on the big screen.
Should we watch it together? Because I've been also craving this lately.
Okay, maybe we'll do that for Patreon.
Oh my God. A commentary track for the Les Mis
commentary
movie. Yes.
on the Les Mis movie.
And it's just us going, mm-hmm.
It's going, ooh. They played the bishop scene where the bishop is like, yes, I did give him these things.
Yeah.
It was great.
I am listening to the Les Mis audiobook right now.
Why?
Because I like to have long things to listen to as background noise. Okay. And it's like 68 hours long. I've been listening for like 3 hours and I just met that bishop. Like the book is so, like if you think it's a long musical,
mm-hmm.
It's 4 times that long of a book.
Is it a good listen?
I like the voice of the narrator. He has a nice speaking voice. And I like this translation that I'm listening to. It's very accessible. So yes, is the answer. It is a good listen. I love an audiobook. Send me your audiobook recommendations.
I'm starting to read again real books.
Paper. That's very surprising for you as an individual person.
Well, I do so much podcast listening that the thought of like an audiobook doesn't really excite me because it just feels like more of the same. My boyfriend was telling me I need an activity that grounds me instead of just waking up and going straight to working or scrolling. So I figured a hard copy book is a good way to kind of get in touch with the earth.
I love that. Good for you. Good. Thank you for listening to the boyfriend. You can tell him that I co-sign that.
And I used to read a lot. I used to really read a lot.
I like reading. I just it physically makes me tired. But audiobooks, I can listen all day. I can knock a book out in a day.
My concern about audiobooks is I zone out when I'm listening to things. So then I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to rewind to like get what I missed.
I don't have that problem. I think you absorb more than you think you do.
Sure.
Can we move on?
Yeah, please. From our riveting
talking about today's guest, who is Miss Kelsey Watts, which I'm low-key very excited to have someone like Kelsie on the podcast. Mm-hmm. I mean, to have Kelsie specifically, but to have someone with Kelsie's journey on the podcast because she has a very cool path.
Now, what is her
to
journey,
Broadway.
Kevin?
It's so funny you should ask. Kelsie grew up in a musical family performing at church and in her school plays. This particularly interesting. She studied opera, vocal performance, and commercial music at Belmont University in Nashville.
You can study commercial music? That's fascinating.
Well, that's the first thing that I wanted to say was like, that is such an interesting formula for like being a pop star.
Mm-hmm.
Opera, vocal performance, and commercial music.
It's kind of like a perfect trifecta.
Yes. Come on, Elle Woods. After she went to school, Kelsie competed on season 19 of The Voice, where her version of Kelly Clarkson's I Dare You got her a place on Team Kelly Clarkson, which is a slay. Since competing on The Voice, Kelsie and her music have gone on to be featured all around the world. She has accumulated over 100 million views across social media, including TikTok and Instagram, with her original music, but also with her covers of iconic pop songs.
See, that social media game, that's what she learned in commercial music classes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How to market herself.
Yeah, honestly, probably. Kelsie, most pertaining to this podcast, is currently making her Broadway debut in Six as Jane, Heart of Stone Seymour, the ex-wife track. You can tear me down, you can try, but I'm unbreakable. One of us had the right words. I love Six so much.
I know you
I hope
do.
it runs forever and ever and ever.
You were obsessed with Six pre-Broadway. I do remember this. I think you saw it in London.
The last show I saw before the pandemic was Six on the West End.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not true. The last show I saw before before the pandemic was The Minutes, starring Armie Hammer before he got cannibalism canceled. And it reopened with the guy from Schitt's Creek. I saw it with
Mine was the Company revival, and I was so sick. Everyone in the audience was so sick. I think 2 people were out, and then like 2 days later, the COVID shutdown happened.
And then we started a podcast.
Thus, the inception of Sentimental.
So thank God. Yeah, so she's currently making her Broadway debut in Six, which I think is that is something I wish more of the pop girlies and the recording artist girlies would be doing.
Six is such an easy gateway show for the pop girlies to cross over into theater.
I agree. And I think I don't know how long Kelsey's in the show, but it feels like a show.
I think a year.
But I feel like you could do like a shorter stint in it.
Totally.
Well, I don't know. I guess learning all the background stuff, like the background vocals, is probably a time commitment if you're not going to do it for a year. I don't know.
Ask.
Yeah. Who, Quincy, is your dream? What girly would you put in Six? I've asked you this before.
I would really love to see Emma Hunton in Six.
Ooh.
Probably in the Jane Seymour track.
Yeah. I was talking pop girlies, but I love that answer too. I'm sure Emma Hunton would love to know that she was the first name that came to mind.
Speaking of, we must go see Exorcistic the musical.
Gotta go.
Okay, pop girl. Put Renee Rapp.
Ooh, okay, as which one?
Again, Jane Seymour, but like an off-the-wall pick that I think she would kind of slay is the Queen of the Castle.
You're the dirty rascal. Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. My gut instinct would be to put Sabrina Carpenter in as all you want to do, do, baby.
I thought Sorry Not Sorry, Don't Lose Your Head.
Oh, yeah, also that too. That's what I'm saying. They just like...
Oh, we've talked about our like NBC Live 6 with the stars, right? We've done that. And it feels like we have a whole new crop of pop girls since we've probably discussed that.
Probably.
Where would Chapel Roan go? You know I love you.
Chapel Roan would do House of Holbein. Like as like a 7th girl, you know what I mean? Like to turn it into it for NBC Live, to get a 7th name in there.
Taylor Swift can be, you know I love you, boy. Every single way. That's like a good song for her.
Better than Heart of Stone.
I would not put Taylor as Heart of Stone.
That's what I'm saying. 'Cause, like, I feel like she would slot into like one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because yeah, and she would totally go well into we're one of a kind of category. Yeah, totally. Taylor would be,
Mm-hmm.
and also Taylor would never agree to go anything but last.
Life of a showgirl, baby.
Life of a showgirl.
Back to Kelsey.
Back to Kelsey. I can't wait. I'm so excited to talk to her.
I'm happy we got these two like non-Wicked guests in before we head into Wicked Bonanza.
Oh my god, Banana Ramza. It's our busy season. Me, and Elvira, we get busy every October.
It's time.
You're right, like the ice is melting, and you and me are like.
Someone did the meme and it was Ariana and Cynthia in a block of ice that said they're defrosting, and I meant to like put us in the block of ice. Defrosting.
All right, let's talk to Kelsey. We're off the rails.
Did you want to talk about Nicole Scherzinger at all?
Oh my god, wait, yes, wait, okay.
Listeners, in our episode outline, all he has written is Nicole SCH, and then he stopped typing, and I have no context as to why Nicole would be in this outline. Because
Kelsey competed on The Voice. I love The Voice because I love the blind audition element of it. If you are also a fan of that type of show, that format, there's a new show on, well, it's not really new anymore. There's a new
network TV-ish
show on Netflix
called
Building the Band, you bitch. Called Building the Band. And it's...
Is this the Katsai one?
Why don't you let me tell you about it, Quincy?
Okay.
You're like, why'd you write Nicole Scherzinger down? Hey, is that the show? So it is
I
a
think
show.
I have ADD. I'm not being rude. I'm sorry. Can I say one more thing?
Okay, but one more thing. Do you ever
walk
let
away
anyone
back
else talk? It is a new show. It is like The Voice meets Love is Blind, where they have all these singers in these little pods and they take turns singing for each other. And then they sort themselves into bands based off the blind audition. Then they exit the pods like a Pussycat
bands?
Dolls. It can be any. It could be all boys, all girls, or co-ed. Then they leave the pods and they get mentored by Nicole Scherzinger. And Quincy, if you specifically are gonna eat this show up, it is just like hot girlies in their slutty little pop outfits, belting, riffing, whistle toning, and then like arguing over who gets to sing lead. It's so good. And the boys are a mess. It's one of these things that makes me like, it is so hard to be a woman. America Ferrera really hit it on the head. It's like these boys show up and are so uncharismatic and just like yelling into a microphone, and everyone's like, oh yeah, man, excellent tone. And then there's girls like singing the house down boots, and people are like, I don't know, it's pitchy. I don't know if she sounds like someone I would vibe with. It's so good. You gotta watch it. But Nicole Scherzinger's on it. So is Liam Payne, which is a little sad. But they do like a very nice like in memoriam thing to him.
Like he doesn't finish the season?
No, he finished it prior. I think they filmed it like a year ago.
Wow.
Like I think they filmed it between West End and Broadway Sunset.
For Patreon, can we discuss the scuttlebutt with maybe happy ending and and Evita /ALW /Jamie Lloyd? Okay.
So Patreon listeners, you keep on keeping on. Everyone else, we will see you in the interview.
Okay. Kelsey Watts, thank you so much for joining us on Sentimental Men.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. This is going to be awesome.
We are so happy to have you here as a non-Wicked guest. Some context on us is we began our podcasting journey as a very Wicked-centric podcast and then have branched out. But one thing that we have learned with all of our non-Wicked guests is that they all have some sort of a touch point with the musical. So we like to start by asking, what is your Wicked touch point?
Are you kidding me? I'm literally like every day I'm like, paint me green, please. Like just anytime. Just I volunteer. Like you just let me know when you got an opening, and I'm gonna be like, all right, paint me green. Like,
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, pink or green, and would you do it?
yeah, 100%. I mean, I remember whenever Wicked was like just becoming massive. You know, like the first time I got to see it on Broadway in 2009, and it was actually my very first Broadway show I've ever seen.
Wow.
That was really, yeah. So I would say that could also be like a totally
Who was
separate.
Elphaba in 2009?
I know, yeah, we'll have to check. It would have been like May or June of 2009.
Okay.
So like something in that area.
Listeners, we'll check our records.
Yes. Like, and I remember literally, and I was in a state of complete shock and like awe. I was like, oh, I mean, the second that the first half ended, I was like weeping, like, oh my God, I can't. Like just like ugly cry.
Yeah.
Yep. And I feel like I would be green. I love Glinda. I think she's amazing, and I would love to sing it and just play the part for like the fun of it, you know? But I definitely vocally relate more to Elphaba, but also like character-wise, like I would be typecast more as an Elphaba than I would a Glinda.
Okay, so what is your theater history?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when you're watching the show, you're already a theater kid, right? Like you're growing up, you're musical, you're singing already.
Yes. So I mean, like, so I was brought up singing. Like my whole family's really musical. So I was brought up on, gosh, like Celine, Mariah, Whitney, but then also like Boston, Def Leppard, and Kiss, and then also, you know, the Les Mis 10th anniversary soundtrack. So like, you know, I mean, like there, you know, there's just like a hodgepodge, and then you have like the gospel stuff in there. So it was just a lot. But I did like some theater in high school, but then I've never done like professional theater, like until now. So it wasn't something that I ever thought was going to be in the cards for me. Like I really was just like, wow, this is incredible. But you know, like back in the day of however many years ago, like, you know, it wasn't acceptable to have tattoos on Broadway. You had to be a certain size, you had to look a certain way, you know, like it just wasn't nearly as accepting of everybody and as it now is, which I'm so grateful it now is. But I really just kind of like wrote myself off and was like, oh, that's never going to be a thing. And LOL, now here I am.
Yeah. We were talking before you joined us about how Six specifically is just like a show that everybody is right for one of those girls or all of them.
Yeah.
Like it is, like you're saying, such a show that is like welcoming to anybody that fits into it.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
And how it's the perfect bridge for pop ladies wanting to cross over into Broadway. Six feels like the perfect middle ground to marry both of those skill sets.
Yes, it really is. I was very excited when I was like, oh, we're using in-ears? Sick. Microphones? Awesome. Band? Got it on lock. I was like,
Wait,
this is
Six
amazing.
has in-ears on stage?
Yeah, we have in-ear monitors the whole time. And we're actually in the mic. So like if you're not singing into your microphone, like nobody will hear you. Like it is all actually like working like, you know, like a gig would.
They're not props. They're functioning.
No,
mics.
they are functioning microphones. Yep. Yeah. We have somebody like live mixing the whole show. Thing. Yeah. I know. So I'm over here like super excited, and everybody else that's in the cast is like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, everything else I'll be asking y'all questions about, but this I got. So like I can help you.
Okay, you've told this story before, but just tell us how Six happened for you, because I think it's a longer story than most people would realize.
Oh, for sure. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. So I was doing a gig on a showboat, and we had, you know, like, 'cause as a singer, we're just trying to make a living. As an artist, you're just like, whatever will pay the bills. Amazing. So I was on a showboat and bartending at the same time. It was great. But anyway, so I did a gig, and this lady came up to me at the meet and greet after the show, and it ended up being Roberta Duchek, who's the musical supervisor for Six the Musical, who I'm now like such great friends with. I'm obsessed with her. But she gave me her card and was like, hey, I would love to chat with you. I think you would be a great fit for something that we're working on. And it was right before Six had even come to the States. So they were just casting for the very first cast.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, so this is pre-pandemic and
this
everything.
This is pre-pandemic. Oh, yeah. Most people assume that because I have such a large following that I was just like handed a role. And that has nothing to do with it. Like at all. Like I don't think they could care less. about my
Right.
following. After COVID, she invited me to come audition, and they called me for Par.
Uh-huh.
And I got to Chicago, and then they asked me to come to New York, and then they cut me, and I was like, "What?
Cool.
Dang it!
Why?
Why?" And so I emailed Peter Van Dam, the casting director, and was like, "Hey, what can I do to be better? Like what was it?" And he goes, "Have you ever acted before?" And I said, "No, I definitely have not."
No.
I was like, "No, I've never touched that in my life." And he was like, "If you could work on that, that would be amazing." And I was like, "Oh, sweet. So like,
Great.
send me, who do I go to?" I was like, "I can do that."
Yeah.
And so he gave me a coach, Benji Shaw, who I started working with via Zoom. And then they called me again the next year, still as Par. I think they were casting for the tour. I made it to the finals. Like, they sent my stuff to the UK. For whatever reason, wasn't cast. Then they call again the next year. By this point, I'm just expecting an annual phone call from them just to be like,
Right.
"Hey, free?" Like, cool. And then they asked me to come to a boot camp, but they like flew me in, put me up in a hotel, and they called me for Seymour. So I was in New York for about 5 days with about 30 other girls. And, we were doing one-on-ones for acting, music, choreography, all of the things.
Were you attached at all to Par at that point, or didn't care?
Yeah, for a while, I really didn't like Seymour. I was like, hold on. Now I love her. Like,
Yeah.
now I'm like, oh, she's freaking fierce. But at the beginning, I was like, I don't even have a kid. Like, I don't, what? Like,
Yeah.
I have a dog. Like, because that's
dog.
like what she's so like geared towards at the beginning. And now I'm like, she's so much more than just a child. Like, but I was like, okay, cool. I knew that vocally Seymour would make a lot of sense too. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, the boot camp came and went, and I mean, gosh, I didn't hear anything for over a year. By this point, I'm like full blown social media, just releasing music, artist. I quit all of my other jobs and bartending during the day to pay for my own music. Like, I mean, just so it's all kinds of things. And I was so not expecting this to happen. Like, my husband and I closed on a house 3 days before I found out that I got this in Nashville.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
straight up.
Yeah.
Insane. So we're in Home Depot picking out blinds for this house.
And what does your husband do?
He owns a practice in South Africa. He's from
amazing.
Johannesburg. So he owns a medical practice over there. But he was managing the bar that I was bartending at in downtown Nashville. And so my manager calls me, and she was like, "Kelsey, I need to talk to Jane." And I said, "Melinda, who the heck is Jane?" She goes, "Jane Seymour." I said, "What?" She goes, "You're going to Broadway." Out of nowhere, out of just simply nowhere. So I looked at the person helping us pick out blinds, and I was like, I'm gonna need a second. I'm gonna need to recover. I gotta call my parents. I guess we're moving to New York. I mean, so it was a whole thing. But yeah, so I mean, it was a journey. Like, there were things that I had started working on my own outside of the musical, because I didn't expect this to happen. Like I really didn't. And lo and behold, here we are.
You talked about needing acting lessons, which is interesting because there is a level of emoting and storytelling in pop solo music as well. How do you differentiate between the two?
Yeah, so I think one of the things, and I still take acting now. I'm taking Asmaret, who's a great, great friend. I take from her like one-on-ones, and I'm taking dance one-on-one and all the things. And one thing that I've really been working on is figuring out, okay, well, how do I speak this like Kelsie, but the character? Like internally, like, because I believe good acting is good acting. I don't believe there's like musical theater and film. It's like good acting is good acting. So, and that's like what I really want to be able to do. And so it took me a while to figure out different nuances of how things were received. Like, if I'm on stage and I say something in a certain way, I've never been in acting classes. I didn't go to musical theater school. Like, I've never had these certain types of experiences. So it was a lot of technical things that they'd be like, this reads this way. And I'd be like, oh, I didn't even realize that. So then I would adjust it and be able to move differently. But as far as the storytelling goes, that's just, yeah, I'm like, my gosh, I can do that all day. But at the same time, I'm not being Kelsie, I'm being a character but also in a concert setting. Six is really weird because you're like kind of yourself, but you're not really yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to still kind of like ride that line of what would this character do, but how do I make it as natural as possible?
Right.
While still putting on a show, you know?
As a singer-songwriter, separately from this, it's like you have a stage persona you put on for that too. So it's like separating that from the Jane Seymour stage persona.
Yep.
It's interesting coming from your background specifically, separating your performance style from this character's performance style, as opposed to someone who maybe only performs in a musical theater setting. It's just like, okay, how do I play a pop star?
Right.
There's almost a secondary challenge for you of separating it from yourself more.
It was, because there are certain things that I would just naturally do, like on a stage. Like I just got off of an arena tour with TSO and I was like, oh yeah, totally, this is great. And then they'd be like, no, that's too big, or no, we need it more like this, or and I was like, wait, hold on. So yeah, I mean, so it was a challenge, more so just learning how to learn the show and learning how to be this character that's very similar to me, but also having to, you're having to like separate multiple layers, which was really interesting.
Yeah. So walk us through the process of learning the show. You get the call that you booked it. What happens next?
I went on tour with Trans-Siberian Orchestra 2 days later. And poor Brandon, my poor husband, moves everything into the house. God bless him. I've just moved him all over everywhere. He moves everything into the house. I'm gone for like 2.5, almost 3 months. And then we have to move everything out of the house because we had to get a property manager to rent it out. So I get back from tour like January 1st, 3rd? No, the 3rd. I was home for 3 days and then I moved to New York. And I had an Airbnb with a friend of mine for a month because rehearsals started on the 12th.
So
quick. So, I mean, it was, And then we had 4 weeks of rehearsal.
4 is a lot though. I feel like, to replace in a show, did you rehearse with
your cohort?
Yes. So they replaced the whole cast all at the same time.
That's nice.
Yeah. Full changeover.
That's
So I think, I'm very grateful. And I think I've noticed that's a trend that they do in the show. Like, unless people are like leaving sporadically, it seems like they like to take a whole cast and turn the whole cast over because of the dynamic of the show, or like people wanting to come see it again to see multiple queens play different people, or so it was great because all of us, there were 3 of us that had a Broadway debut. The other 3 had already been on Broadway. 3 of us had moved in. 3 of them have already been living in New York. So it was a really good combo of like, everything just meshed really nicely. And so the rehearsal process was exhausting, but was great to have that kind of a dynamic with everybody.
What was surprising to you about the Broadway rehearsal process?
I think the most surprising thing about the rehearsal process was just how intricate it is. And I don't know if it's like this with every show, or if it's just like this with Six. I'm sure it has to be. It has to be with everything because there's mass ensembles in most other shows. But the whole time, we don't leave the stage the entire show. Like, I go get a prop at one point and that's like about it. And so the formations are like constantly like a Rubik's Cube, like all over the place. Like, and it was just so intricate, so intricate. I'd never been told stand on this number, or, be on the inner gold rim or the outer gold rim, or you're going to be on the pink X or the blue X or this. And so you have every single time locked every time.
Exactly the same.
Yes. And so, because as a pop artist, like, I just perform.
Right.
Like, sure. Like, but I get to play off of the band members, like I'll have, if it's the same show, I mean, generally the same kind of movement, motion, but the crowd is different every day. So what I'm going to say could be different, the mood may be different, who you're interacting with may be different. So there's a lot of guessing in that, but with this, it was just like, nope, same every single time, which makes sense because somebody could get hurt because it's, you're moving so many, there's so many moving parts. So I would say that was definitely the most surprising part for me, was how incredibly intricate everything is.
We talked to a lot of actresses who have done Wicked, which, similar to Six, is kind of this international hit. And they're always a little surprised when they go that there are confines. It's do your own thing, but within the confines of what this character
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Six is a similar show in its status, but I suspect that it's slightly looser with allowing the different women to have their own interpretations on the tracks.
To an extent, I was actually really surprised we didn't have more freedom than we do,
Oh,
because it
interesting.
seems like a show that would be so like free, and it's not. Most, I mean, even like I'll just use my song specifically. So the I'm able to emote specific parts of the song like I want to. Like if I want to go into head voice instead of chest voice, I can. You know,
Okay.
if I feel like this would make more sense to me artistically, then they would like then they'll do that. But you have to get everything approved. So like the riffs, like the truthfully riff,
Mm-hmm.
had to get that approved. The ending,
Oh.
the end, the big yeah, going into everything on that,
Yeah.
also have to get that approved. If you ever want to like change it, you have to get that approved, and it has to be the same every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you get up there and just kind of like just do your thing. It's actually really set. But I will say at the beginning, you know, they do give you, hey, how does this fit you? You know, let's find something that fits you. And I came in and was like, hey, I feel like this would be great. I feel like this would be great. If you hate it, tell me and we'll fix it. And even halfway through the run, they had wanted me to change an intention in the very last chorus. And I was like, well, the riff that I have doesn't reflect that intention.
Come on, reflect that intention.
It didn't though. I really didn't. I was like, I'm sitting here going like, man, if I'm gonna like, if you want me to feel like this sad, like, or like this is like where you want me to go, like, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
no,
Sad people don't riff.
Right.
no,
They just don't.
that's my point. Yeah, they just don't like no, like unless you're freaking Jessie J, and like I'm not Jessie J, you know. So I was like, no. So I was like, that doesn't make sense. I was like, so let's set up a session so I can alter this riff so it would be a more genuine like riff that would like make it like the emotion would come out of,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
my goal is like throughout the entire song, at least for me personally, throughout the entire song of Heart of Stone, I want people to know how I'm feeling even if I weren't saying words.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if I'm not saying words, I want them to know exactly how they're gonna feel by the way that I'm singing it and delivering
Right.
it, you know? Yeah. And so like if 9 times out of 10 a riff doesn't serve that. So like why do it? Like it's pointless. Like everybody can sing their face off. You know, like that's not what people are coming to see all the time. They want to they want to feel something, you know?
Right. Before we get too far away from it, you kind of just talked about, you know, taking something and finding the ways to make it fit for yourself or fit to
Yeah.
you. And I know you do a lot of covers, and I think very appropriately you were Team Kelly on The Voice. And
Hey.
something that you and she have in common is, I think, this ability to make everything you sing sound like it's yours. Like when you sing covers, they don't
Thank
sound
you.
like karaoke. They sound like you made this song. You know what I mean? Which is like an
That's
innate
the most
skill.
massive compliment ever.
And it's like, yeah, and it's like not even shade, but it's like that's like a special skill, I think, to like really do that.
Yeah.
So when you're taking something that you didn't write or that you weren't part of writing, what are the things that you look for that you're like, oh, this is how I can like put the Kelsie spin on this, or this is how I can adapt it to myself?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's small things that I'll be like, for example, like I think I posted Halo on TikTok yesterday, day before, something like that. And in Halo by Beyonce, there's like a very iconic down riff. And she does,
Mm-hmm.
I think she does, and
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
barely
yeah.
do that because me and down riffs are not friends. So I really have to think about it. And so what I do is I swap it.
Yes.
And I just like,
yes.
I'll just like go up because that works better for me. So, you know, so there's like technical things like that. But then also I've worked really hard with my vocal coach, Mama Jan Smith. She's freaking amazing. We've worked really hard on my vocal thumbprint because when I first started working with her, she goes, Kelsie, I was blonde at the time. But she was like, Kelsie, what makes you different from every other blonde singer out there?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? And I was like, dang, that's okay, cool. Let's
Great
figure
question.
that out. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, that's a great question, you know, and it doesn't have to be like a technical answer, but she was like, people need to know when you're singing a song that it's you. And so I think as I like go through songs for TikTok and Instagram, it's always just kind of like, what's going to pop off best?
Right.
And so 9 times out of 10, because you're just like working to continue to build a fan base, 9 times out of 10, it's just picking a song that I know is going to do well. Like if I sing Alicia Keys, it's going to do really well every time. Beyonce's going to do well every single time. Like I can give you a list of songs that I'm like, that will pop off just because it's that song. But it's also because I think I'm very intentional about not over singing. And there are moments, especially whenever you're doing something like with a karaoke track for, you know, social media, like you want people to still be able to feel something and not just be like, look, I'm singing for you to see that I can sing. And so I think it really is the intention behind that I think that's kind of what grasps people. And I would say Kelly Clarkson does the same thing. Mm-hmm. You can feel like you can feel that she means what she's singing, even if it's not her song.
And that aspect of keeping the lid on it, like you're saying, is it's like the biggest of your big is there, but it can't be that the whole time. It's about picking the moments to go there and then keeping that lid on until then.
For sure. Because that'd be exhausting. I don't even want to hear myself do that all day. Like, how awful. I'd be like, can you stop?
You've toured before plenty, but is there anything especially different or difficult about doing the 8 shows a week on Broadway that you weren't prepared for?
Oh my gosh, it's the hardest thing ever. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me tell you, touring is easy. Man, I mean, like, bruh. I mean, now granted, I was treated like a princess on these tours. So I mean, like I was very blessed to tour, you know, someone like TSO who has like millions and millions and millions of dollars in their budget. Like, yeah, I was like, this is the best thing ever.
You want me to go be on Broadway and make how much are we?
Work? What?
What?
I mean, like crazy.
Rehearsal?
Oh my word. So let me tell you, it's a lot. Like it is a lot. And I will say on top of that, it's the 8 shows a week on top of rehearsals, because they still have us in brush up rehearsals often. Mm-hmm. Like, which, I mean, I get it. The type of show it is, you have to. But then I also have my own music, and I'm still writing and recording, doing press, doing my own shows, trying to stay healthy, going to physical therapy, the gym, make sure I'm like getting enough sleep. I mean, I always joke with people when they ask me to go get a coffee. I'm like, if you can find a spot in my calendar, I go for it. And I show them. I literally showed a friend today. I was like, let me show you.
Yeah.
I'm not being dramatic. Like, let me just show you.
Yeah. And, another club. Another club. I
know. I was like, yo, you can come hang out between shows, but then typically I have a podcast between shows.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm so serious. It's crazy. So so I always tell people, I'm like, Broadway is like the freaking Olympics of performing. Like mm-hmm. It's because it's also like you have people that are buying tickets that are excited to come see you, but not always, mm-hmm. It's not like you're Taylor Swift and you're touring internationally and everyone's going to be insanely excited every single time. And you're like, yeah, this is awesome. And granted, I'm sure her tours are very hard too. They're very long, right. But you also, being on Broadway, you do have an audience, like a theater audience perspective where people typically aren't really rowdy. Like it mm-hmm. depends on the crowd, it's different types of people from all of it. It's just different. So on top of, working like crazy, you're also hoping okay, I think it's going to pay off. I think they're going to like it. I hope they're going to like it, mm-hmm. So I think it mm-hmm. takes a lot on you mentally as well. So it's a mental game just as much as it is a physical game, for sure. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And I'm mm-hmm. so insanely blessed to be where I am. But yeah, whenever you're singing a ballad and, everybody gets up in the middle of your song because it's the slow song so they can go to the bathroom or get a snack,
It is the emotional crux of the show.
I know. But I mean, it's just like, you have to work really hard, like not to get distracted or by the people like, that are like falling asleep, like in the middle. It's just a different dynamic sometimes. So it's crazy. But I mean, I have such mad respect for people that are doing this for years and years. Like it's the like day in and day out, like ensembles, swings, alternates. It's incredible.
Something that a lot of like our Wicked guests have talked about is like the sisterhood that comes with being in that show. Like with actresses who play Elphaba, they all kind of stick together. Same with Glinda, and especially coming into the show and rehearsing with your other 5 queens, and I would imagine your swings and standbys as well. Like, what kind of sisterhood comes from that? Like, what is the group dynamic like dealing with a show like this, where it's like you're fighting for the audience's attention the whole time and everything like
and
that?
did anyone take you under their wing and be like, hey, this is Broadway, kid?
I know, it was crazy. I mean, I was I was really, really excited when I found out everybody was actually cool. Like, because
Like
I'm
the hang will be
in,
good.
The hang will be good. That's great, because you're about to be living with these people, like
right.
6 days a week minimally. So I will say, going into the rehearsal process, everybody's kind of figuring out personalities. But I will say, we've never had any drama. Everybody gets along. There's no divas, like there's no egos, like everyone is just actually really awesome together, which is great. And now, like, we even took a trip together a couple weeks ago.
Cute.
We left on a Saturday night after a double, went upstate to a cabin all day Sunday, and came back Monday before the show on Monday night.
Cute.
And I mean, and it's like, and we all just like hung out and took funny pictures and like watched the finale of Love Island. And, I mean, just like, it was great. I mean, we even had like themes, like in our dressing rooms, like downstairs, oh my gosh, there were like questions that we voted on every day for like, it was the whole thing. It was the whole thing. But I mean, it's really awesome to have like such a supportive group of people, like to where if you're not feeling great, you can be like, hey, like I'm just kind of off today. And they're like, we got you.
Yeah. And they'll
Totally
give you
cool.
a little extra.
Yeah. Because people will ask often, they're like, do y'all actually get along? I'm like, yeah, we actually do. It's great. It's
and it's kind of impossible to do the show without that relationship.
Yeah,
like 6 women on stage who can't stand each other would be unwatchable.
Oh, it would read.
Or any 6 people. I don't mean to say like 6 women specifically, but like any 6 people.
Oh, no. But still, like it's such a small group of people. So if something's off, like you would.
There's no set to hide behind. There's no nothing. It's just you guys and your chemistry out there.
And what has it been like entering the larger Broadway community, and how does it compare to the music industry?
I don't even feel like I'm like a part of the larger community yet. Like I mean, I'm so honest. Like, I'm just like, I have spoken to like a few people on Instagram. Like, so like I mutually follow a lot of people, or I'm followed by like other people in the industry that I'll follow back and connect with, and we'll have like small conversations and, but as far as really like feeling like I'm a part of the community of Broadway outside of my show, like I don't think I have that. And I don't think that's anybody's fault.
No, it's interesting because joining a long runner too, I feel like the new musicals are the ones that are kind of like at all of the industry events. So it's an interesting perspective from a long running show. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't even tell you what events are happening. I genuinely wouldn't know. I didn't even know the Broadway bowling was a thing until it was over. Like that's how much I'm like, I have no idea. So, I mean, it's different, but I would say it's kind of the same thing in the pop world, like pop rock music. Like it's the same, I mean, you're able to connect on things, but you're working on your artistry and your show, and like you're super supportive of everyone. Like I'll always go to everybody's shows. I'll go support. Like I'll pre-save your song. I'll share your music. Like, I mean, it's the same thing as on Broadway. Just I think it's a completely different. Everybody on Broadway is right here. Like I'm literally a couple streets away. I mean, I think it's more physical. But again, we're all in the same time schedule. So like, you know, a couple of us are dark on Tuesdays instead of Mondays, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of, you know, everybody's so exhausted from doing their show. The last thing you want to do is be like, hey, you want to get a coffee
Right.
before the show? You're like,
No, I want to get there
sure.
31 minutes before before start time.
I know. So like, I would love to be more of a part of the community. Like honest to God, that is like a goal of mine and something I would really love to have. I think it's probably going to take me being in another show for me to just get to meet more people.
And do you have, I was talking to Gracie Lawrence, who has a band, but is also in Just in Time on Broadway. And she was kind of like, I want to do it all. I don't want to like stick to just theater or stick to just music. I want to be able to do it all. Where are you falling on that spectrum currently?
I am the type of person where I will pursue everything as hard as I can until something gives. So my thought is like, I'm an artist. I love writing music. I love touring. I love releasing music. But I love musical theater. I love Broadway. Like, I would love to go put me in Moulin Rouge, like, Greatest Showman in London, like I'm there, you know, like
oh my God, Kelsie.
I know. I'm manifesting here. Okay, I'm totally manifesting.
The campaign starts now.
I know.
My
okay,
God.
So we're campaigning for Kelsie as Satine, and then Kelsie is never enough.
Oh my God.
In the Greatest Showman. So that's the campaign in my heart. Happen. Okay, great. And then if one day I get to be painted green, that's what I was going to say. I was like, and if I get to be painted green one day, I will actually pass away. I will literally pass away and then come back so that I can do the role. If you use an example like The Greatest Showman, like that's film. So, and there's so much music coming into film now that I would love to be able to get into that as well. So now that I'm in New York, I'm being really intentional about dance lessons, acting lessons. Like I'm looking for an agent right now because I have a manager and she's amazing and wonderful. But I don't have an agent. So things like, they just work, they're two different things. They work differently. So, you know, so I'm trying to pursue everything as hard as I can until something gives, you know, like I'll keep writing music, I'll keep releasing and
singing on showboats.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, I really don't want to go back to that. Please remind me.
But it's that same mentality of it's just like, I'm going to keep doing what I got to do.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really is like I totally believe that what's meant for me is going to come. So as long as I just keep working, yes, it's not going to pass me by. So as long as I keep working my butt off to actually be the best version of me. So that way, like in my off season, I'm still working really hard. So that way, whenever my numbers call, I'm like, yep, put me on coach. I'm ready.
Okay. This is my formal request for a TikTok series though, of Kelsey's Broadway dream roles where you just cover the hits.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's what I want.
Yes. Can I tell you? Okay. No, Defying Gravity has been posted. Every time I post it, like Kristen Chenoweth follows me now.
Right.
And I almost died. I was like, because she's, you know, like royalty. Right. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a sign. It's going to happen one day. But because every time I post Defying Gravity, it's just like shoots off. But it's also because I'm just being stupid in my kitchen, like singing it. I'm not like, you know, I mean, like I'm just being ridiculous. So it's so fun. But yeah, that's a great TikTok series, Broadway Dream Roles.
Okay, you kind of have talked about your business acumen throughout this conversation, but Kevin and I found it both very interesting that you studied commercial music in school.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, like what is it? I know exactly.
What kind of classes did you have?
So I studied vocal performance, I did opera at Texas Tech for the first 2 years of school, and then I transferred into Belmont. So commercial music really just means not classical for them. Gotcha. So, you know, you can study pop, rock, jazz, hip hop, whatever you want to. And then I also did a minor in music business. So
gotcha.
For me, commercial music was more so like, okay, you know, we had the normal classes of, you know, the basics that you have to cover, but then, you know, theory, oral skills, stuff like that. But then
so
also we had
talent skills.
Yes, technical. But then we also had classes like writing charts. Like I can speak drummer, you know, I can speak guitarist, and I can speak producer. Like, you know, if you, I was talking to my manager about this today because I have a gig coming up in November, and I was like, if they don't have like my kind of sound guy, like I can go do it. I know how to run a board. Like I know, you know, I can tell you what the lights are supposed to look like. Like I can write all my own stuff. You know, I understand what it looks like to, you know, have my own LLC, and understand how I have to run things through and invoices, and because this business is a business.
You're an entrepreneur if you're in this
Yes,
business.
you are. Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah. And that's like, things like updating my one sheet, social media, that's a job. That's not a luxury. That's a job. And, making sure that your resume is like really solid, like good to go, which was hilarious because I had to make one the other day and was like, what the heck do I do with this? Like, but it's things like that. Like, but it's a new industry for me. So I was like, okay, let's figure this out. I just haven't had to do it. So like, there's stuff like that. But as far as commercial music goes, it was really helpful. We had songwriting classes, contract classes, so that way you understand, what a contract looks like. I'm not an attorney and I have a great one, but I can understand it enough, if that makes sense. So yeah, but I'm very, very business minded when it comes to this industry.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a very like industry forward field of study. Like with musical theater schools, like there are some where you go and you really focus on like the performative parts of it. And then there are some where it's like, okay, and this is how you like get an agent, and this is how you make a resume. This is the business side of things. And I think
still feel it's like a missing link for theater performers. A lot of them
a big
still
missing link
on Broadway don't have a hard time recognizing that it's a business first and foremost. And I understand the inclination to be like, but we are artists and this is capital A art, but it's also art at the most commercial level.
But also you got to sing on some showboats,
Yeah.
You do.
You
really do.
Sing on some showboats.
I'm telling you. And it's, and then especially like understanding how to advocate for yourself as well, like from a business perspective, like I didn't always have a manager, and I had to be able to be the person to say, that doesn't sound right. Let me get that double checked. Or like, actually I think this is actually the minimum and I'm doing this, therefore I should like you have to learn, and it's not fun to learn. Like, honest to God, it's not fun to learn how to do because they're uncomfortable conversations, but you have to learn how to appropriately advocate for yourself from a business-minded perspective, a non-emotional perspective, to then be respected by the people that are giving you the job. And I think and I totally agree. I think that's something that's not often taught, and it's not fun to learn in real time.
As someone in the cast with a large following, do you feel pressure from the outside forces to help sell Six the musical while you're in it?
Nah. Now they are using my platform to run ads. So I was like, sure.
Smart,
I was like, go for it. I was like, I don't care. Do your thing.
I want to play the full
I was
house.
like, and I was like, cool, awesome. And I will say, like, I'm very, very grateful, that people come from all over, and they're like, oh my gosh, I follow you on TikTok and I'm so excited that you're in this. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is so cool. But I do my best on social media to stay as transparent as possible. Like, and to stay like just me. Like, yes, throughout the years, like I've elevated because that's what I'm trying to do as an artist, is elevate myself, but like, I want to be the same person that people see in real time that they do on my pages. And so I think if I went over the top on trying to advertise Six, people would be like, okay, Kelsey, what's the deal? They'd be like, why? But but I like talk about it all the time, like I'll do random wig prep stuff, and, I'll do like some makeup looks and things like that. But one thing that I really love about the show, like their actual, like the management of the show, is they're so insanely supportive of what I do outside of the show. And they really work well together, and they don't fight against each other. I'm really grateful for that.
Okay, so talk to us about your solo music. You have the new single Fit In out.
Yes, Song of the Summer.
Not quite. I feel like, side note, you know what I feel like the song of the summer actually is?
Jet 2 Holiday?
No, but close. Do you have any kids? Yes, I have one daughter. How about you? How many baby daddies do you have, if you don't mind me asking? Ellipses. It's my favorite. That's the song of the summer. For sure. Yeah. So I released Fit In, I think about a month ago, and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I'm about to release an acoustic version of Fit In as well. Yes. I'm really excited. But I mean, I was really passionate while I was writing it, about the message. Like I was writing with a guy named DQ, who's a producer out of Nashville, and it was our first time writing together. And we were talking about, what is Kelsey Watts' sound? Because prior to this single, I'd been pushed in multiple directions. Oh, we should sing ballads, or oh, you should go straight pop and do this or do this. And like, nothing, it just didn't work. And so I was like, I'm going to figure it out. And Fit In is really, I think, the first song I've released that like, I'm like, oh no, this is me. This is going in the right direction. And while we were talking about that, he was like, well, so you felt like you had to like fit. And I was like, yeah. And then we started talking about school, like growing up. And like, I was never the cool kid. I never had a date to prom. Like I wasn't invited to the parties. Like people would kind of talk to me, but I wasn't accepted. I wasn't a part, like I didn't fit. I was the weird girl that just wanted to sing all the time, or like, was in theater, but wasn't really a theater kid. So like, I really didn't fit there either. Like, I just didn't fit. And for so long, even well into college, like spent so much of my life trying to look a certain way, lose a certain amount of weight, do my hair a certain way. Like, how do I need to do my makeup? What should I wear to like make myself look like these people, or to be invited to the parties? Do I need to drink more? Do I need to drink less? Like, you can take it super deep if you want. And it finally dawned on me one day. I was like, this is stupid. Like, yeah. This is just stupid. Like, even the cool kids aren't cool. like they're constantly trying to fit into something too. And so as we were writing it, like, that's kind of like what inspired us. And we were like, okay, well, what are some things that people would say to you? And I was like, oh, okay. So the very first line of the song is, I know that you think that you're a lot. Because people always be like, Kelsie, you're just a lot. Like, you're just a lot, and you're like, why did that hurt my feelings? Why did that make me sad? And so I started writing, and I was like, I know that you think that you're a lot. You love until it costs you all you've got. You water until you're dry with everything you do. And then you say you're going to change for real this time, but then you fall off and fall in line. And when you look up, you find the dirty truth that you're standing in your own way, caring what people say. So like, just let it all burst into flames and watch it burn. And that was just this whole premise of like, I want anybody that listens to my music, whether they like my voice or not, I want them to listen to it and know that they belong. Like, they belong with me. There's no way that you don't have to be from a certain place or believe a certain thing or not believe a certain thing. Or I want you to know that like, with me, you fit. Mm-hmm. You fit because you're human.
And that message is so theater kid core too.
Yes.
I know. I literally just did a charity event at HMI. It's a nonprofit for LGBTQ youth. So that way they have resources for counseling, mental health, food, shelter, it's all these things. We raised almost $1 million in an afternoon. It was crazy.
Wow, cool.
But that was, Congrats. So that was one of the songs that I sang. And the response to it was like, I think more encouraging than anything, because I was like, yeah, you get it. Like, yeah, like you belong. Like you do fit. Like you really do fit, And so I get really excited to share it with people. And it's just the first of many, the acoustic version will come out. I have another song that's going to drop in October, and we're trying to do some Christmas stuff if I can find the time, God willing.
How long are you in Six till?
February.
A year.
Yeah, I know, it's a year. My gosh, my knees are going to be dying.
Yeah.
6 more months. Golly, dancing in those heels is brutal.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But yeah.
Well, let me finish this interview by saying you certainly fit in this Broadway community, and I cannot wait to see what you do next. Satine Swing, then Alphabet Cherry Picker.
Yes. We're leaving the stage.
Great. Yeah, literally, I'm like, okay, I'll sing Firework for you right now. Like, just like, put me in. I got you. But yeah, I know that'd be oh my gosh, so much fun. So I mean, yeah, I know. I really hope that I get to do another show like following this show, and because I love it. It's so fun. It's just so fun.
exciting.
It's hard work, but it's so fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kelsey. This
Thanks
was
so
amazing.
much.
Oh my word, yeah. Thanks for having me. This was a blast. And what a great way to spend a Sunday night. Oh my God. How awesome.
You've been listening to Sentimental Men.
If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by leaving a rating and a review on whatever platform you're using to listen.
And to be sure you never miss a new episode, subscribe on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you get your podcasts.
If you're looking for a way to support the pod, you should join us on Patreon at patreon.com/sentmenpod. Patreon members get early releases, extended episodes, and more exclusive content.
Special thanks to Julia DeMarzo and Michaela Reynolds for our logo design and key art photography.
To get in touch, find us on TikTok, Instagram, or X at SentMenPod, or shoot us an email at sentmenpod@gmail.com.
Till next time, I'm Quincy.
And I'm Kevin.